Alright guys, I'm super excited about this one because today we're going to be checking out Danny Dyer on how to be a proper Brit, art of tea making, British sayings, Cockney slang, and more. I had to look him up. I've heard of the name, but I don't really recognize him. When I looked at the things he's kind of acted in and whatnot, I recognize some, like the Highlander.
Of the name, but we've never seen them.
Yeah, there's a few other that I recognize, but yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen him. I know that he's an actor and a presenter, but I think this is going to be really interesting.
I think I'm most excited about the slang terms.
Yes, and he is from London, supposedly, so he probably does know Cockney.
And the British slangs. I would like to see them. And of course, see just all of it.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, enough rambling. Let's go and jump in here and check out Danny Dyer on how to be a proper Brit.
I think we apologise a bit too much as British people. Yeah, they need to calm down.
Definitely heard that.
Americans, they get very excitable over shit they shouldn't do. They don't understand what a cup of tea is. Long live having a pint
we do.
in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Danny Dyer, and this is how you become a true Brit.
No, we do not. In America as a whole, he's right.
We.
We, but he's saying Americans.
Personally.
I now know what a proper cup of tea is, but I didn't before the last, year or so.
British test.
Yeah, I went into trying British tea for the first time, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but I turned into a fan after a while, especially, with the biscuits and whatnot. But Americans can have their sweet iced tea. I grew up around
I like both.
Yeah, I know you do, but
I appreciate both.
I'm not a fan of the sweet iced tea.
Danny, you are taking on the British test today. We've done it with a few Yanks, and I think you are the ultimate British man to do this test. What do you think it is to be British?
What is it to be British? I think for me, nostalgia. I was brought up in the East End during the 80s, and you sort of men were men, whatever the that means. I'm brought by very, very strong matriarchs, women, East London women. But that's the great thing about Britain, the diversity of it all. I think we apologise a bit too much as British people. I think that needs to stop a little bit, I don't know, at the moment it's hard to define anything, everything's all up in the air, a lot of division in the world, a lot of hatred. We're living in the age of hate, and everyone wants to hate some fucker. Cup of tea's important, of course, and, fish and chips, pie mash,
I love it.
that sort of stuff. Seafood, I think, is quite a British thing. On a beach, with the sea lapping up nappies and tampons, A cup of tea is very important, you're right.
Hold on, I just gotta say,
Gosh, he's hilarious.
I didn't see comedian when I looked him up,
didn't either.
and he seems really funny.
Yeah, he does. Like that sneaky funny.
Yeah.
Where he's talking in a tone that sounds just like he's talking, but if you're listening to the words.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of Bob Mortimer a little bit in terms of not so much the stories, because I haven't heard of stories yet, but like Bob Mortimer isn't a stand-up comedian, but he's very funny about the way he describes things and how he talks.
Yeah, but totally different personality.
Yeah, I'm not saying the same I'm just saying that type of comedy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Task 1.
Make a proper British cup of tea.
If we could we get you to make the perfect?
Okay, we've tried this honey, by the way.
Rouse, we have.
Yep, and obviously we tried Yorkshire tea.
Ooh, I see some M&S hot chocolate.
Ooh, yeah. What's that, cinnamon? I don't know what this is. I guess we'll find out.
Cup of tea. Well, being from East London, Yorkshire tea. The Northerners would argue that, that's green tea, I don't have nothing to do with that. Well, I've got to go Yorkshire tea because it's the only ones you've got, I suppose.
Which one, what would you be your brand of choice?
Probably go a bit of PG. So, boom, you put your, my nan used to, do it the old school with teapot. Not with tea leaves, obviously. She weren't that old. But, teapots have never been my thing.
What do you think of the layout in front of you? Because the Americans love a microwave for their brew.
Yeah, I've heard about that, but I've not. I don't know what all this is about, really. A cup of tea is very simple. You get your tea bag, you whack it in there, and then just put your hot water in.
So, what do you think?
Gotta let it sit.
What do you think when we had Seth Rogen on, topped it with whipped cream? Just Americans.
Yeah, I think it needs a bit.
Top it with whipped cream.
Okay. No.
I thought the whipped cream was for the hot chocolate.
That would make more sense.
Ew.
I do not want to top tea with hot chocolate, but
also,
I do like the Yorkshire tea. That's one of my favorites.
Yorkshire tea is good. I guess we're weird as Americans. I think we are kind of weird as Americans.
A little bit.
We don't even own a microwave.
No, I don't. I think we might be the only Americans I've ever met that don't own a microwave.
No, I follow a couple weird Americans on Instagram who.
I'm talking about. That's not someone you've met in person though. People in your family, people that you know. I don't know anybody without a microwave other than us.
Yeah, most houses it's like built into the oven, like hood vent thing.
I've never been a fan of microwaves.
Yeah.
So we've just never bought one together.
No.
Just not a thing over there, is it? They don't understand what a cup of tea is. I'll tell you what Britishness is. Fish and chips with a cup of tea.
Fish and chips, yes.
Interesting.
The idea of eating fish and chips with a cup of tea is the one for me. I mean, why would you have this on the table? I mean, is this what Americans would do? I mean, what would you use a label for?
We're being harsh, we just wanted to confuse them.
You're never going to confuse me, son. Oh, I mean, what the
So you go to a house, they start making you a brew, they put the microwave on. What's the scenario there?
I think I'd probably slip off, get myself an Uber, because it makes no sense. You put the tea bag in first. That's what I do. That's how I was taught. I like a strong cup of tea, and I know some people are very different. Some people leave the tea bag in. That's always a nutty one. I like my cup of tea. It should be the same colour as a Werther's. A Werther's original.
A Werther's.
Oh. After you add the milk.
Love
like
a Werther's.
creamy caramely
Werther's
colour.
Because when I do a play, you know when it's a matinee and it's all the old lot in, the old girls sitting in the front row following the kit, but you get a hit of Werther's as you walk out on the stage. It's like, whoa, it makes you faint. I like the smell of it. So I'd leave the tea bag in as long as possible, and then rinse the life out of it. Some people use the tea bag again, didn't they? And I get that. We live in a world of food banks, which is bollocks, but we're not going to get political. No milk on the table.
So you would finish it off with some milk if we had it there?
They don't have it.
Of milk. Like I said, it's
Why
got to
do
be
they
the
not
same
have
colour as the
milk?
Werther's. I would just.
You got whipped cream, but not milk.
I'll just dip it in there like that, just to give it just a little bit of something, you know what I mean? You got no milk on the table for some reason. I have been known to have...
that was literally no sugar.
You know? I think the Turkish do that, didn't they?
They love a tea with that.
They do a nutty tea.
Well, they take it more seriously than us.
Yeah, they do. But they pour it from great heights.
Who does?
They ain't got time for that bollocks. So, yeah, that would be me, you know.
I feel like you're like that in the pub as well. If there was cocktail making, just pour us a pint.
Yeah, mate, come on. Frying that thing up in the air and making loads of noise. Just give me a booze, mate. Lively. I've had a tough day. I'll leave all this bollocks for the Americans, the ground cinnamon.
What would your message be to the Americans who just don't get tea?
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah, they need to calm down a little bit, Americans. They get very excitable over shit they shouldn't do. Leave the tea alone. It ain't your game. I know they love a cup of coffee.
Not me.
You know, they're obsessed with it, aren't they? They have these weird percolators and stuff, do you know what I mean? But they drink...
No, I am not obsessed with coffee. I don't even like coffee.
I think we're more weird for Americans. But I've heard in the comments from you guys that coffee is a very big thing in Britain now too.
Yeah, I have heard that. But I'm not a fan. I don't do coffee, don't do sweet iced tea. I am probably the odd American out in terms of both of those.
I will give him this. It does seem like the people who are into coffee are really into coffee.
Yeah, very much so. You know, but like, I personally, maybe Americans do this with tea and stuff, but I wouldn't add cinnamon. I wouldn't add, I don't know what this is.
Honest.
Is that hot sauce? What is that? Hot chocolate? I have no idea would people add hot chocolate to their tea? I think he's going to be making hot chocolate.
Coffee all day. I do like a coffee.
Peppermint
I'm an
infusion.
espresso man. So I like to cut out the middleman and just go straight to the brain cells. I drink coffee for a reason. That's to stimulate me. I don't want to suck on a latte for half hour. I just can't be I don't want too much coffee, you know what I mean? So for me, double espresso, sometimes with a bit of sugar in it, bump, get it down, yeah, get on with your day.
It's the new generation now, isn't it? Iced latte, man.
But it does work. I've just got me through many jobs, you know, when you're a bit low and you just need that little boost. You drink too many, you know, a good place and a good coffee shop and you start getting the shakes. I like the shakes. I like the old art going, do you know what I mean? Because it's legal.
I was going to say, that's a new improved chew,
it's a legal way of getting old art beating, you know what I mean? So stimulants all day long as they're legal. So that will be my cup of tea, sunshine. I'm still very much, even though I've earned a few quid.
I wonder how much milk you put in it.
Class kid. And I think the films I make,
you said it looks like a Werther's.
Yeah, no, what would that be, just a splash?
And we're not the elite trying to make a working class film for the elite. I recently found out that 7% of people in the arts are working class, which is outrageous and disgusting. The working classes are going through a very tough time at the moment, and they need to be represented in the right way, and they need to have a belief and feel that they can, you know, the arts is for everybody, and it has become quite elitist. We need to get these young kids, you know, watching stuff that they go, I think I could do that, instead of running around you know, sort of attacking each other, stabbing each other. There's a lot of violence in the air. They're very disenfranchised at the moment, and they need to believe that they can be somebody. And we're not making films for the BAFTA mob. We're making it for a generation of people.
Task 2. British sayings mean. This will
So
be
I'm
fun.
going to give you some cue cards. The
Wonderful.
first one is British sayings, Danny, and you just need to guess what these British sayings mean. And they're not obviously from your neck of the woods.
No, they ain't,
So I'm
no.
interested to know how you actually get on with this one.
Okay, so you tis.
Your tis.
Your tis.
Yeah, tis. I don't know what the that is. Yeah,
Your.
Your tis.
Do you want a clue where it's from?
Go on.
Devon.
Devon.
Yeah.
Your tis.
No one goes to Devon anymore. Good gaff, Devon. Beautiful beaches. I don't know what that is. What is it?
That means here it is. Here it is.
Your tis.
Your
There it is.
tis.
See, okay.
Oh.
Nishams.
Snishams. Now, there's a saying in London which is nishmans. You'd say nish, which means no or nothing.
Snishams.
Nitto's another one. Nitto, which means the old bill will come
Nitto.
in. Snishams. What area is this?
Devon again. And this
What
is
the
not.
f*** are we on? This is all Devon.
There's two more and they're not Devon, no.
Okay, so snish. I don't know what that is either.
Do you want me to use it in a context as well?
Snishams. Well, yeah.
Just had an allergic reaction. I've had snishams.
Come out in like pimples or in hives or something. Snishams.
Wait.
I've had an
Snishams.
allergic reaction.
I can kind of see that actually.
I
Sneezing.
suppose this is what people like with Cockney rhyming slang, isn't they?
The thing is, though, do you reckon it's possible to sound hard when you're in Devon with those two sayings?
No, I don't think there's anyone hard in Devon. They're very kind, considerate people, I would think. And, you know, they're all surfers. You know, they're brought up with the waves, you know, and nice beaches. Some of the beaches in Devon are better than the ones abroad. Isna.
Isna.
That sounds Scottish to me. Isna.
Yeah.
Isna. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isna. Isna.
You sound mank. Isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, that does sound a bit. I thought it'd be isn't.
What do you think
it?
that means?
So I don't
Close. Is not.
It's not.
It's not.
Not.
Is not.
It's not.
Isn't it?
Isn't
Yeah.
Disney. Disney. This is bollocks. This is gadget.
Gadgy. Oh,
Gadgy.
oh, didn't we hear this? Is
Yes.
it Geordie?
Yes, we did hear this.
Gadgy, dang it!
I can't remember what it means
This
though.
was our time to shine. Gadgy.
Gadgy. I know. I remember that.
Like
word.
crazy, insane.
I'm not sure.
Give me the manor. What manor is it?
Newcastle.
God, I can't do f***ing Newcastle. I can barely speak f***ing English. Gadgy. Gadgy.
Have you heard Radji?
Gadgy. No.
Radgy,
Not
gadgy.
Never watched Geordie Shore?
Gadgy. No, not for me. Not for me.
What a shame.
A lot of people noshing each other off and that, and it's. I remember Robson Green had the ump over it once. I remember reading an interview and he felt that it was really sort of detrimental to the Newcastle people, but clearly people love it. Gadgy could mean come here. Off.
It means if I was to say, oh, he's a gadgy.
He's a nice geezer. He's a gadgy.
It just means adult male.
It
Oh, that's what it
explain to me what that
was.
means adult male. Gadget.
I don't remember that.
Gadget.
I do,
So is this
no, now that
is this
you're
on it a
right.
lot, that Geordie Shore, that gadget? They say gadget.
They say Radji as well.
And they say that's for a treacle, is it?
I think so.
Did we learn Radji?
So.
Gadget and Radji.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
just like-
And remember, what was the really funny Bobby Dazzler? Remember that one?
Yeah, Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Dazzler. I love that one.
The Bobby Dazzler.
Suppose it is. Treacleitis. The point of Cockney slang
Lights.
is really it was to be able to talk in front of the old Bill being the police, and them not understand, or
Old
being
Bill?
in prison. And talking like the screws can't understand you. So fanny being another word that I think not for the feminists, but doesn't have to be about their body. Someone can be a fanny. Which again, slightly misogynistic. You know, this is a kettle. So you would say kettle and hob,
Wait, that's a-
hob, fob, watch. That's a
Oh.
long-winded one. But you would say, especially if you're selling them, I've got some Jekyll kettles, which Jekyll and Hyde is snide. So Jekyll kettles, you know, they're not real. They're not
my
real watches,
gosh.
basically.
Okay,
This is so confusing.
yeah, this is a skill.
Even the explanations aren't making sense.
But this is seriously a skill to be able to know this off the top of your head. Because like when I would try to come up with Cockney rhyming slang, when I've tried in the past a little bit, I found it very difficult. I mean, obviously, I wasn't raised around it, and obviously I was just starting to kind of try to learn a little bit. But it is not something that comes intuitively to me. It would be something that I would have to be around for an extended period of time to really understand. But look at how quick he's able to just know this.
Well, didn't he grow up?
Yes,
there?
I know, but it's crazy how someone could just know that.
Yeah.
Like, but I think it kind of, if you're raised around it, it probably becomes almost like a second language to you. No different than if you were spoke English, but then you were raised around Spanish
like
speakers.
A bilingual household.
Yeah, almost like a bilingual household. Yeah.
I think it's dying out, slang, which is a real shame. I think that I say it because my dad said it a lot and I was around it, sitting in working man clubs growing up and people using it, and it sort of rubs off on you. I've now got very privileged children. Obviously I've earned a few quid, so I took them out of a council estate. Then I took them around my area recently because I go back and see people when they won't get out of the car. New generations come through, and you know they've got different twang to their accents and stuff. So, you know, I'm all for it for sure. But I think my generation's probably the last breed to say it. This one, butchers, have a butchers. I say have a pipe. And it doesn't rhyme with anything, just have a pipe at this. That's what I would say. But butcher's hook is look, have a butcher's at this. Have a butcher's at that, you know, butcher's hook to look. That is quite a common one. A very old school Victorian one as well, I would have thought. I quite like, which is could be deemed as a new age one, is that, you know, when you stop and have a bit of Brady, which is Brady bunch lunch. You know, what's for Brady? You know what I mean? I quite like that one. That's quite a smooth one.
Wow. I forget these very British problems.
Okay, so someone offers you a cuppa, but as you watch them make it, they put the milk in first.
Wait.
Do you A, not say anything and accept the drink, B, kick off royally and call him a slag, or C, demonstrate how to do it properly?
I'm going to guess that most Brits would choose A.
I would think. Now, him personally, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I don't know, but we will see.
Probably depends on how familiar you are with
I
them.
wouldn't kick off royally. I mean, there's bigger shit going on in the world, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't call him a slag. I'll probably demonstrate to do it properly. I'd say, any chance we can go again on this tea. We'll keep the tea bag, don't want to waste them. And then I would do it my way because it's a weird one.
That's a nice way of saying your tea
I
sucks.
understand it. It's just weird, isn't it? I wouldn't be that polite. It depends as well, you know. If it was an old,
who you're around.
A or C.
kind of A or C. I think I would, because if it's an old girl who's been doing it for years and I'm round her gaff, I don't know why I'm there.
What do they mean by putting the milk first? Do you mean before the sugar? Is that what
Before
they're
anything else, just putting the milk. I've heard that used to be like a way they used to do it because they used bone china a lot and it was very fragile and thin.
Oh, that's right. So it cools
if you put in the hot first, it could crack the cup and...
Wait, but then how's the tea supposed to, like, what do you call it? Boil or whatever. Like the tea bag's supposed to, like, put the tea in. I don't know what you call that.
I don't know.
Like, because if it's cooled down because of the milk.
Yeah, I wonder if they're steeping it in a different...
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they steep it in a different
thing and then...
Yeah, perhaps. What, you know, maybe when you would make a lot of tea, you would actually kind of make it together and then pour everybody a cup of tea, but you'd already have milk in the cup. I don't know, guys. We've never made it with milk first. So I'm curious how that would work.
To me, that just seems so raw. It feels like putting milk in a cereal bowl before you put in the cereal.
Some people probably do that.
I know.
You know, she does it, then I would absolutely accept her cup of tea.
You wouldn't just push her out the way?
No, I wouldn't. I'd be respectful to her and I'd probably put the lips on her. Someone has just walked into you and it's their fault. Do you not say anything, knock 10 bells of shit out of them, or apologise for being an obstacle?
I know for a fact C is what Brits normally do because I've seen this. They apologize when someone else actually runs into them.
Most. Yeah.
Obviously not always.
Glad you said at the beginning of this that Brits do that too much and they need to stop. So I don't think he's going to do that.
And I'm guessing depending on the area it could be different. I think if you're in some busier city, London, for example, potentially just like all cities, you get tend to be busier and running more and faster, and so I think maybe there might be a difference there. Because you think about where we live versus, say, New York City, for example.
Right, where we live, you're literally the only one on the sidewalk most of the time. So if somebody runs into you, you know it's on purpose, or they're just not paying attention. But
yeah, but here's the thing: if someone walks into you, technically, aren't you also kind of walking into them? You just chose not to get out of the way.
Maybe you weren't both paying attention.
Yeah, so it's like, really, is that someone walking to? I don't know. Anyway,
I wouldn't apologise if someone's banged into me. I would pipe at them. I'll have a butcher's at them probably. See what sort of reaction I get, and then probably knock 10 bells of shit out of them if they wanted to square up. And you never know on the streets today. So if someone's smashed into me, and it's their fault, then you certainly don't apologise, and too many Brits do. So that's probably the answer I should give to be British. Oh, sorry. You know, we apologise about apologising, don't we? So depending on the confrontation, I wouldn't say anything. I'd sort of pipe at them, see what reaction I get, and then if it goes off, and then just stick a nut on them.
See, I feel like I'm learning so much because I'm very much a British yourself. Sorry about that, mate. Just be on with my day.
It depends, doesn't it? Again, on the if there's someone sort of taking the piss, you've got to stand up yourself. There's not enough of that. You know what I mean? It's usually people on the blower, because everyone now walks around like that, don't they? Like zombies.
On the blower?
This technological age is killing us as a society. It's killing our kids. We don't interact anymore.
Oh, on
we
the
don't
phone.
engage anymore. Everyone's an avatar. We can't go back on it now. It's
I agree with that.
sad.
it's very true.
5 bells in the morning, 5 a.m, and you're at the airport waiting for a flight. Do you, A, get a pint, B, catch up on some reading, or C, try and get a nap in?
What do you think?
He'd probably get a pint and get a nap.
I think he'd get a pint and get a nap.
I'd probably get a nap.
I'd probably get a nap, yeah.
A, get a pint. Why is it we're allowed, and I love it, why are we allowed to have a fucking ice cold pint before a flight? Doesn't matter. There is no time in an airport. There is something about airport stress I don't like. It's quite a stressful thing. I've flown many, many times. You always worry about your passport, and you always feel a bit digi when you're in an airport for some reason. You know, you're fucking like that. You're looking at a board 20 times. You know, you're only flying to Dublin. You know, there's a panic. There's an element of panic. I don't know why. So it's always important to suck on a couple of pints.
I love airports.
They are stressful though, like especially if you have a connecting flight and you're
worried absolutely.
about not making it.
Absolutely, but that's not really so much the airport. That's the fact your flight was late or you were late.
Yeah,
but airports themselves, if you have the time to walk around an airport and just chill, it's a very, very interesting. It's a world unto itself. And when we've traveled in the past with airports and like we would have layovers, a lot of times you're really tired, especially if you're traveling long distance, But there's something really awesome about that atmosphere to me.
Yeah, I like airports.
It's just very. It's a place that you can't experience what that is anywhere else,
except other airports.
Well,
The first one always goes down beautifully, though.
Such a good
Especially at sort of 5 in the morning. It's amazing. You've had 2 hours kip. And everyone's doing it. You're looking at you're not odd.
Yeah, there's a few people judging you a little bit, but it's like, I can give a fuck.
do they even sell beer here?
Minority, to be fair, isn't they?
What?
So, you walk down the street 5 in the morning with a can of Tennent's in your hand, you're going to get some looks.
Do they even sell beer here at 5 a.m.? I've never known of that. At the airport, maybe. I don't know, but that's why that's special to him, I guess, because he's talking about that specifically at the airport. It's not anywhere else, I guess.
A pub wouldn't be open at
That's
5.
interesting. I've never really looked into that, or at other airports like here in the U.S. But that'd be interesting to look at next time we fly. I'm curious if they do that.
As heck.
I wonder why that would be. I mean, it is a world unto itself again. So
because people are on different time zones, and when they come in,
true. It's technically
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But an airport, you celebrate it, and so it should be. Long live having a pint at 5 bells in the morning.
That is Britain.
5 bells in the morning.
And it's f***ing great. Not much to cling on to, but that's one of them.
Danny, I'm going to give you a pass in terms of being a true Brit.
I'd like to think so, mate.
You smashed every single one, and to commemorate the occasion, we've got you a Joe
amazing.
British passport
Thank
now.
you
So
very, very well, Yella.
Yeah, you've now got 2 passports.
This is amazing. The United Kingdom are great, but in all, the British test, I passed it. It's one of my greatest achievements. in my life, but that's up there. So thank you very much.
You are a man of the British people.
Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated.
He was funny.
Yeah, I really like him.
I love people, and I envy this too, because I wish I could be more like this. I love people who just say what they're thinking, and they deal with the consequences, but...
He was very off the cuff. You know, and if I was going to say someone, what is a proper Brit? I mean, a Brit is a Brit, right? But like, there's some people that probably have more of a British stereotype, just like there's some Americans that have more of an American stereotype.
Yeah.
And I definitely would say he has what I picture as kind of an old school London stereotype, or the outskirts of London. He kind of has the accent going on. He has the Cockney rhyme and slang down. He gives this, like he was kind of trying to talk about, he gives this kind of working class vibe, even though it seems like he's probably long left
out of that category.
Yeah, but I appreciate the fact that he seems to be...
He just keeps it real.
He seems to be a pretty large celebrity at this point, from what I was reading.
I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff.
And so to be at that place and to still be looking kind of backward, so to speak, at people. His roots. Yes. I really appreciate when people that, they basically they become a celebrity, they get wealthy and whatnot. They don't forget where they came from. Yeah. I really appreciate that.
It's refreshing.
This was a lot of fun, though, guys. It's really interesting to think about kind of where you're from. And in this case, in Britain, like determines so much, even down to how you would make a cup of tea, kind of the slang you would use, and just almost like your attitude of life.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not just in Britain, it's in the U.S. too, but like, I just found this really fascinating. I would love to see this done with people from other areas within the UK. I think that would be interesting. Let's see how people...
It must be a thing. Well, yeah, I'm sure they do other Brits too. He was talking about how they normally do it to Americans.
Yeah,
it seems like,
that would be interesting, but... I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't know how it's
is that like how Americans would make a cup of tea, how American slang would look, or are they talking about what these Americans were thinking in terms of what do you perceive British culture to be in terms of how would Brits make a cup of tea and slang and whatnot? Though. Yeah, it is. I really, really enjoyed this, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think we should check out next. But I think that's it for us today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.